going to have tremendous effect.
High-stakes negotiations will begin over the future of the Colorado River.
There are things that we can agree to.
I'm Ben Winslow in St. George. The Colorado River impacts 2 countries, 7 states, and 40 million people who live in them. An agreement has to be reached by 2026, and the bargaining has just begun.
We've reached out to the lower division states and anticipate that we'll start meeting with them within the next week or 2.
At a meeting of the Utah Water Users Association, a group of water districts, irrigation companies, and other stakeholders, the Colorado River Authority of Utah updated us on the state of negotiations. States in the upper and lower basins of the river submitted proposals to the federal government for how they ought to manage the river. It's no surprise they're not on the same page. But the man tasked with negotiating Utah's interests on the river tells me they're going to keep talking.
What we submitted now isn't the final deal.
If the states don't come up with their own agreement, the feds may do it for them. No one seems to want that. In Las Vegas last year, lower basin states like California struck a deal to reduce their take from the river.
We are extremely pleased with the lower division states' willingness to do that.
What about the upper division? What have you offered?
Well, that's a great question, Ben, and what we've offered is what has been happening over the last 20 years. We would have used more water had the physical water been there.
Utah is also offering to stay at its levels and allow more water to go into Lake Powell, but it doesn't want it siphoned by states downstream.
I just want them to continue talking and having those hard discussions.
Communities like St. George are directly impacted by these negotiations. The Virgin River is a tributary of the Colorado River. The head of the local water district says Utah is living within its means.
What I would like is Utah to have the ability to use their water how they want to use it. And so right now, we have a lot of states that want to come and tell us how to use our water.
The state-based solution is better than a federal solution.
Ed Anderchak is the head of the environmental group Conserve Southwest Utah. He says everyone needs to make concessions.
There's less water in the Colorado River, 20% less since the turn of the century, and with climate change and aridification in the west, the projections are that it's going to drop another 10 or 15% by 2050.
There may be things that we will not be able to agree to, and Reclamation could be in a position to have to split the baby in half, if you will, make some kind of a decision. However, I still believe that we can come to terms on many things.
So here's what happens next. The states have submitted their plans. The U.S. Bureau of Reclamation will issue an environmental impact statement later this year. A new compact has to be reached by 2026. In St. George, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.